I put my faith in you. They turn their backs on you. Man, I'm never going back. Man, I'm never going back. I put my faith in you. They turn their backs on you. Man, I'm never going.
What's up, what's up, what's up? This is your girl, Rebel Ray, and this is
R. Collins.
And together we make Against All Odds podcast. Hello, somebody.
Yes.
I had to get some energy today, R. Collins.
Word?
Man, I don't know if are we in retrograde or what, but you know, the fall came out and had us in shenanigans.
Man,
like we was running around, but listen, we are going to avail.
Yeah, definitely.
It's Against All Odds Avengers up in here.
We need.
We
need toys.
We need action figures.
We need action figures.
Okay, because they're not Barbie dolls, right? They're
they're action figures. We don't need no Barbie dolls. Well, we can do Barbie dolls too. I don't want to discriminate against the Barbie doll community.
Listen, shout out to I'm a brand ambassador. Gotta plug everything. Shout out to Leopard Legs, Fineness, Fit. Matched it with the little Kango. Well, I don't know what you want to call it. And I did the little purse, you feel me? The little cassette purse, you feel me? Leopard Legs, share with Mall. Shout out to Danny, the owner. This is what we do. We plug our businesses. This is what we do.
Definitely.
About Black excellence.
Black excellence.
And speaking about Black
excellence.
Black excellence in the house.
Man, 1000%.
Let's go. Before we get to that, though, y'all like how I did that? Before we get to this, we just want to, kind of go over, Against All Odds was really out in the community this past week.
Yes.
Really showing our love for what's going on in our community.
Yeah.
Right. We wanted to lift up the faux trade foundation, or faux 3. A lot of you guys know that Miss Kimberly Ganner, also known as Where, she is out here and she is supporting her baby's legacy. Her baby died tragically in 2020. A young man. He started a garbage business of cleaning out garbage
pails. That was so creative,
right? Because he was at home and his mom was telling this story.
Yeah.
But she brought everybody together and she allowed for the children to come together and grieve and make Christmas cards as a therapeutic intervention. And so we want to give a shout out to Miss Ware tonight.
Yes.
Shout out Trayvon Breckenridge is her son, and so R. Collins and Rebel Ray, we were there in support.
Yep.
We love those things in the community.
Most definitely.
And we support that, right? We support our people that are striving to make our community better. And that's the segue on where we are today. We have a beautiful young lady here in Against All Odds studio.
Yes.
Listen, she came through.
Man.
I said, listen, this young lady, I told our Collins that she's on fire. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to ask her to get up.
You don't.
And she ain't lazy, right? She is somebody that's on fire because she believes in what she do. And so I feel like I'm talking a lot. Let's go ahead and introduce her.
Yes.
Coming to you live. Yes, Miss Chantel Faison, also known as
Chef Telle Lace.
Yes, Chef Telle Lace is in the building. And when I tell you, let me tell you about the beans.
Chef. Hey, that food I ate the other day.
Shout out to Eduardo Cabe.
Goodness.
Shout out to Eduardo Cabe. That's my homeboy. Shout out to him. He must have tuned in because Chef Telle Lace is on fire. So listen here, right? When you gave us the vegan Come on, somebody.
Come on.
Gave us the vegan rice and beans. I said, listen, vegan.
Man.
Yeah.
Vegan.
I didn't even know that was possible. I was like, a vegan rice?
Listen, and then, our Collins, he picky with his food.
I'm very picky.
Are you now?
What?
Texture.
You have no idea.
All of that.
Okay.
We just
Yes.
don't know what to do with him sometimes.
Mhm.
When it touches tongue, it touch wrong, it's going on the floor. I'm sorry. That's just who he is as a person. But he ate her food and magic happened. And I already believed in her. I knew who she was.
I'm not even gonna lie. It was like
I ate 2 bowls.
I was enlightened as soon as I took the first bite. You know what I mean?
That's what I like. That's what I
And
like.
made it with some lemon chicken and some chili sauce.
Yeah.
Somebody, y'all know nothing about it.
It was lit.
You got to balance those.
So
You do.
introduce yourself the right
Please.
way. And you got a real soft, sensual voice. That's how your food is. Yes, red velvety. Red velvet.
Miss
Rainbow velvety. Rainbow velvety.
Oh my goodness.
When it hits your lips. Right? So tell us about how you came into this thing, right? I'm so proud of you. I know a little bit about your origin story.
You know a lot.
My shero. But go ahead and plug yourself for me.
Hello, everyone. Thank you guys for having me.
For sure.
Blessed to be here. I just want to share with you a little bit about my cooking journey. I'm a San Francisco native. I started cooking in Stockton about 14 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I started from 209 Food Spot.
Mm-hmm.
It was a local food page where neighbors and friends were selling food and sharing food. So I became real popular on that page, met a lot of people, was selling a lot of food, started making about $300 a day off the site.
Okay.
Well,
delivering, making peach cobblers.
Come on. What you say?
Peach cobbler.
Look, my baby does that. He goes, she's going to get peach cobbler.
oh,
Yes. So
Uh-huh.
my peach cobbler became real popular during the holidays.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody knows me well for my comfort food.
Okay.
Okay. But
and who need comfort food right now?
I need comfort.
yeah.
Hello,
We
somebody.
need comfort through this COVID. We need comfort.
Listen,
Come
they
on.
said if you say it 11 times, it sticks. So go ahead and plug your telephone number right now.
209-594-7560. RainbowVelvetCafe.com is my website. Just type that in all together, no spaces. Or look me up on Instagram and Facebook is chef.telle.lace or Rainbow Velvet Cafe on Instagram as well.
So you're so modest, right? You're so
Very
beautiful.
modest.
You got your African everything in. You a
Yeah,
queen,
yeah,
right?
queen.
You got your
Blush.
beautiful red.
Straight up.
If you could kind of stand up a little bit, let us see your emblem and your logo.
Look at
She
that.
has a
Look for this
beautiful
lady, guys. Look for this lady. When y'all see that lady, you know that's me.
Yeah, so looking at this camera right here,
Yeah.
really show your emblem, right? And it's a big head bobblehead lady, but she cute.
Man, it's the dopest emblem ever.
She
You know what I
cute.
mean?
She cute.
Y'all get used to that because y'all gonna see that a lot. I promise y'all.
Shout out to Carol Goodwin Clark. So listen, right? So you going on this thing, and when I met you in your life, you was trying to figure out divine purpose. Hello, somebody.
Girl.
Right? We on Against Our Lives. We talking about the stories that we bring into you of overcomers,
Mhm.
right? Something that you can
Absolutely.
kind of navigate and see and be encouraged by. So I really want you to take your time with your origin story.
Yeah,
Because
please.
it's powerful, and you share as much as you're willing to share out there that you want the community and the world to know about you, because it is Facebook. We are international. Hello, Shamani. So I want you to just really get the viewer and the listener in tune.
And start it off with your company name.
Right.
What is the company name?
Rainbow Velvet Cafe.
Rainbow
Rainbow Velvet Cafe.
That just sound like I want to.
Hello.
It represents balance and unity.
Mm.
We need balance in our food. This world is oversaturated with diabetes,
Mm.
obesity, high blood pressure. So we have to take a look at our food and know that food is medicine. We are what we eat. So
That's
a lot
real.
of times,
Facts.
we make this comfort food, but we're not health conscious. So Rainbow Velvet is about making comfort food, but also being health conscious.
So no more Crisco, huh?
No, I never use Crisco.
You never use Crisco? No. I used to fry that chicken.
Man, my grandma
using-
used to use Frisco and save the oil.
You guys start using sesame oil,
Okay.
avocado oil,
What?
grapeseed oil.
I didn't
Wait,
even know
hold
that
on.
was
Do
up.
we
Wait,
get the chicken
there's
crispy?
a such thing as
Yes.
I gotta have my chicken.
I do
crispy.
all my vegetables in sesame oil, you guys. I love it. It brings a real fresh crisp to my vegetables. Like, people have told me I've made them eat vegetables because of the way I cook my vegetables.
Wow.
I pride myself on making veggies just as good as I make my meats. We spend all this time marinating our chicken and our meats. Put that same love on your veggies.
Yeah, come on.
Ooh,
I
Ashay,
like
dropping
that.
Same love on your
jewels.
veggies.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay, so tell us about just your behind story. So when I talk about your origin story, in every beautiful comic book and every person that inspires or saves the world, there's an origin story, and a lot of times it's not pretty, right?
No, it's not.
There's some losses, there's some growth, there's some crying. I want to hear that tonight because we on Against Our Lives. We keep it real.
I'm gonna mess up my squeaky clean image.
That's all right, Chantel.
But I'm gonna get gully with y'all. I'm gonna get gully with y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all, me being a San Francisco native, growing up in the city, it wasn't pretty. I was kind of a bad girl. I consider myself a bad girl. I was hustling, I had to change my life around. I had my son, and I have children now, so I had to live for them. It wasn't about me anymore. So I had to figure out what worked for me. And I always loved to cook. It brought me peace. Every time I cooked, it was like a project for me. So literally, when I moved to Stockton, I fell on a hardship. I went to the Stockton Food Bank one day, and they gave me a 20-pound bag of flour.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm going to turn this dough into real dough.
Come on.
Oh, I like that. Did y'all hear that? She said, I'm about, listen, that's a visionary.
Say the testimony again.
I went to the Stockton Food Bank.
Wow, that is
and
powerful.
I got a 20-pound bag of flour. And I said, I'm going to turn this dough into real dough. And I baked with my babies because I was kind of depressed. I was kind of sad. But I didn't want them to see me being sad. So I went to the store, had a couple of extra dollars, got some little treat baggies, got some cocoa, got some marshmallows, and we made brownies. We made butter cookies. We made sugar cookies, snickerdoodle peanut butter, and we had a bake sale.
Wow.
We had a bake sale in front of the house with a yard sale. So we had a bake sale / yard sale. And I wish my son was in here right now because we literally had a song. We had a song.
Sing the song. Because we love music around here. Sing that song. Sing that song real
We
quick.
literally had a song. We was like, bake sale, cookies and candies every day. Bake sale. And they were so cute, y'all. And so all the neighbors.
How old were they when you started?
Wow, that's amazing.
They were like, I have a picture. I'm going to show you.
Bring it.
And they were so cute. They got to, the neighbors start knowing our goodies. Because I would put little marshmallows in them and they would look like little treat bags. So we'd go around the neighborhood selling them. Next thing you know, I got $300.
Come on now. Come on now.
It inspired me. It inspired me to know that I had a talent and I can use my talent to make a way for me and my baby.
I can't say it enough.
Look, y'all, real quick, I need everybody to comment, share while we're doing this, because it's some very powerful information, and thank you for being transparent, because I think transparency mixed with the testimony that you're giving right now and it's so powerful. I mean, like, I'm not even gonna lie, some people do not understand that you can literally start from nothing.
Yeah.
She took flour and turned it into real dough.
Ooh, and when I tell you,
man, we need to brand that. I'm telling you,
we gonna brand that.
Man, that is powerful. We need to make a shirt with that.
Listen.
Bake sale, cookies and candies every day.
Look, and she acts like we not live. She love her baby. She just talking off loud. Listen. So you took these cookies, and then so you found yourself still struggling with depression and anxiety, right? Like how did you pivot in a way where you kept going, you kept motivating yourself and creating?
Yeah,
well, I want people to know that you have to surround yourself with people that inspire you. So I wanted to be healthy. So I seek therapy. You know, I had a wonderful therapist.
There's nothing wrong with that.
And it helped me a lot through my dark days. And it helped me realize my trauma. Certain times of the year would trigger me. And I was able to recognize that and know that, okay, it's December. You know, my sister passed away in December. Rest in peace, Jairus Nicole Brown. Some of us know trauma more than others. My sister passed away when I was 15 years old of asthma. So that's the first time my life was changed forever, you know. So I cherish life. I look at life differently. Ever since she left here, I cherish the people in my life. I treat people with care because I know trauma. You know, my father was murdered by my brother when I was 15.
Okay,
so
slow down.
I don't look like what I've been through, you know?
Okay, slow down with that, because you dropped.
You dropping bombs right
you
now.
told me to drop.
You know, Rebel,
I don't know if we can handle that here.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Rebel Ray is still a therapist, so with that, I gotta still check in.
Goodness.
So let me check in, right? Okay, Ashe, and God is good. So, stay right there. Stay right there.
My goodness.
So your brother murdered your father.
He did.
And when he murdered your father, I get all teary-eyed, and I don't want to mess up makeup right now. So the spirit of Cain and Abel is always going to be amongst us, y'all. It's something that divides us between our communities. And we have to understand our trauma. We have to understand how to heal.
Mm-hmm.
And so when that happened, what did you do? You know, shout out to Panamanian Peach. She said, sis is so strong. Sis is so strong. Ashe, Panamanian Peach.
Thank you.
Shout out to Myra Hopkins. What's up, girl? Thank you for chiming in. We love you.
Shout out to Pip Strickland.
Shout out to Pip Strickland, Kings and Queens. Pip Strickland, nonprofit and social justice leader here. So when this happened, what year was this?
My father passed in 2008.
Okay.
Wow.
And so in 2008, you were where in your life?
2008, I was working at Jamba Juice.
Mm-hmm.
I was working at Jamba Juice. I had 3 children. Well, actually, I had 2. I was pregnant with Kavani when I found out my father was murdered. So immediately, I went into depression. And being that it was so close to home, I just felt like we didn't know when it first happened that my brother did it. So I felt like a strong, just evil spirit amongst, like, as soon as I got there, I just knew something wasn't right. So I had to protect myself. Me being pregnant, like I left. Like my family, sometimes family can be toxic, you know? So I left because I would have had a miscarriage, you know, just dealing with all that. So I ended up having a really hard pregnancy. I was on bed rest the majority of that pregnancy, but it messed with me. It messed with me a lot, you know, and I was broken for a long time. That's why when you are broken, you need to take measures to heal yourself. You know, I never wanted to be a victim of my circumstance. So I seeked peace. I didn't want to be stuck there where we're broken. So, and I didn't want my babies to see that, you know. Wow. They were my biggest motivation, my biggest inspiration to pick up the pieces and keep going.
Wow.
So
they saved you.
They did.
They saved you.
A lot of times people be like, oh, these kids, but my kids saved me. My kids saved me in so many levels. Like, you just don't know. But
so here you are you're grieving a tragic loss because dang, you love your brother, you love your dad, and you now you're faced with, okay, how do I even process that my brother you betrayed? I'm sorry. When you take a life in the family, you betray the family.
But it's kind of bitter. It's kind of crazy because you want to be.
It's a Shakespearean tragedy. Bro.
I don't know how do you approach that. This is my brother, but yet I don't know. That's a very interesting thing.
That's real hard to do and process. So as you're going on in 2008, you're moving on in 2008. What's the next tower moment or the next trial that you start seeing that start to shape who Chantel Fajon is going to be?
I was I'd say toxic because I felt like I was so many times women, they're in these relationships just to hold a title, you know? So I didn't want to be in a relationship just to say, I was together with a man. It wasn't working out. We were arguing, we were fighting. It wasn't good for my children to see every day. Mm-hmm. So I then had to pick up the pieces and say, hey, I'd rather be a single mother and provide a stable environment for them as opposed to staying in a toxic environment and them seeing their mom and their dad fight every day. Mm-hmm. So, we called it quits in, I think, 2009. And that's when, I found myself a single mom, kind of going through the motions, struggling with my kids. And that's what brought me to cooking through my trauma, just trying to figure out what my next step was. I knew that I had a talent and a gift, and it was a particular talent and gift in that people, I had a product that people would buy. So being able to make something from nothing was very empowering to me. So I demonstrated that, even the days that I got up and I didn't know, where my next dollar was coming from. If I got up and I was productive and I made these beautiful cinnamon rolls, somebody gonna buy them. So you just have to have faith in yourself. One thing that sets entrepreneurs aside from the everyday working people, and nothing, against everyday working people, is that you have to believe. If you have to believe and you have to be present. If you're a barber, if you don't get up at 7:00 in the morning and open up your shop, you're not going to get no money. So you have to believe in yourself. You have to stay ready so you don't have to get ready. I stayed up late at night trying to brainstorm what I was cooking next, how it was going to be pretty. People eat with their eyes. So
they do. They really do.
I don't touch no food that ain't presented right.
Yeah, if it ain't presented right,
if you slop it on my plate, I'm going to do just like this.
Yeah, I can't do it.
You throw it on my plate like that, I can't do it, y'all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm listening. Okay.
Yeah.
People eat with their eyes. So I focused on my presentation. I focused on taste. I'm very particular on how I bag stuff. Like my kids, I used to tell them, don't bag it like that. You crack them in the bag. So one of my friends.
And you're very meticulous on presentation, how you place it in.
Absolutely.
Even through COVID. We're going to get to that. How you even pivot through COVID, right? Rebel Ray, I'm a caterer too, but I was still serving y'all in big old catering platters. Y'all put your mask on, come on around here and put it on your plate, buffet style, right? No. Taking the time, your labels that you place on there out of love. Listen, somebody, I like it when it's packaged up real good for me, child. Yes. So going back, okay, you got up every day and you were motivated, right? And you had all of these weights, right? You like, man, I gotta raise these kids. I gotta get money for school clothes. But just tell us the struggle and just in the everyday though.
Every day was a struggle. I remember one particular apartment complex I lived in, and I hated this apartment complex,
Here in Stockton?
Here in Stockton, but I had to move there for a minute. The house that I was living in was older and it got condemned, so it got closed down on. So I was looking for a place to live fast. So I had to move to Vine Street. Shout out Vine Street.
Shout out Central. Shout out Central.
I had had to move to Vine Street. But even being in the hood, sometimes it's good in the hood, y'all. Y'all don't know. You got to be tapped into your people.
Okay.
So there's a couple of people on Vine Street that inspired me so much. I opened up a candy house in the hood.
Well, shout out.
You was a candy lady in the hood.
Yes.
So we can go over there. Did you have the ices too?
I had the ices.
Listen, I used to love them ices.
Okay, for some of y'all that don't know about the culture,
man, listen.
There was always one house that had the goodies. Because the liquor store you couldn't get to, or the ice cream truck didn't come around there.
Yes.
There was a lot of violence that was happening. So the ice cream truck was like, no, don't want your nickels or your dirty quarters, right? So there was a candy lady house, right? And you were the candy lady.
I was the neighborhood candy lady, y'all.
Ooh, let's go, entrepreneur. Okay, so do your shout outs real quick because we want to talk about your journey. Do your shout out.
I want to shout out, and this is touching back to trauma. Okay. So I want to shout out Kobe Friday. Rest in peace, Kobe. But Kobe was one of my neighbors, and he was later murdered by the police. But Kobe came to my house one particular day. The boys was getting ready to start school. He said, sis, let me get 7 ices. Bought ices, bought nachos, always came to support me. And I think I was stressed out that particular week because the boys was going to start school and I needed to buy some school clothes. And he was just like, sis, you dope. Like, keep following your dreams. I see you hitting it big. And I was depressed in that moment, but that little bit of life that he
spoke into you,
it just woke me up. Like sometimes you get those people, you might have little dry spells, but you get them people that come into your life, and just be kind to people. You never know what they're going through.
You never know.
He came, like, you all right? He was like, I need you to braid my hair when I come back. So he gave me some money, and I was supposed to braid his hair the next day. And the next day he got murdered.
That's
so his spirit always just stuck with me to just keep going no matter what, So I moved away from Vine Street, thank God. I moved away from Vine Street, and I'm still cooking. I'm doing my catering, and I'm trying to figure it out. So by then, 209 Food Spot had got shut down. The news shut 209 Food Spot down because they said that, it was against the law. So the admin of that page ended up going to court saying, well, why is it illegal for us to, as neighbors, to sell and share food?
That's right.
I'm a single mother. So she literally pleaded her case. Shout out to Madi. She was on Good Day America talking about this.
Oh, Madi.
Madi is dope. So Madi,
shout out Madi.
She was the admin of that.
For a community.
She ended up going to court back to back, and they end up making it legal, passing a law for you to sell baked goods and sell to your neighbors. And
really,
yes, yep. So,
but that's what we do. Can I slow it down for a little bit? That's what we do in our Black and brown communities. Before we was colonized, we had bartership. Y'all may not know about that, right? As a collective, before colonization, we had a collectivism that we had within the tribe, right? And we understood each other's value, and we're able to purchase goods based on what your talents, right? And so we're going back to that collectivism. Somebody, hello, somebody.
So I'm so happy that she stood up. She kept going to court. She almost went to jail. So for her to stand up, she had 7 kids of her own that she was supporting. She was a single
shout out
mom.
Madi.
Yeah, Madi is dope. So with her doing that, the city of Stockton came up with an entrepreneurship program for people like myself to start their businesses up. So I entered this program. I was in this program for 2 years. Shout out Stockton Community Kitchen, Bella Vista. I'm still there, 110 North El Dorado Street, you guys. I do events there. So all this manifested, so me being at the Stockton Community Kitchen, I started meeting a lot of important people, rubbing elbows with the mayor, councilwomen, councilmen. So this was before COVID. So, before COVID, I was like, oh, I'm in here. I'm winning. Like, I'm doing stuff for the mayor. You're the mayor when the mayor mess with you. So, I'll start getting, feeling my little Dougie a little bit.
Hey, like you should. I mean, you work hard.
Yeah, you did.
You worked hard.
So then, boom, COVID, everything shut down.
That's crazy.
How you gonna figure it out now? How you gonna pick up your pieces now? Everybody's scared. But luckily, I had clout enough to where my personal clients still wanted me to cater. They felt safer messing with a private chef. So I started doing private events, COVID-friendly packaging, individually wrapping. I had to get with the times. I had to charge a little bit more, put advertisement on this, do, curbside pickup available. I had to reinvent the way I was doing business because of the times. So, with that, it came a lot of ups and downs. I seen a lot of major businesses closing down. So how was little old me gonna, survive this pandemic?
Okay.
I survived. I kept cooking.
You kept cooking.
Kept
cooking through the trauma and the drama and the shutdowns. Because the way they did the event specialty in the background, right? If you weren't in a kitchen, a commercial kitchen, and you was trying to do events, you was just totally just not it. Shout out to Pip Jefferson Strickland. When your gift aligns with your faith, it is a beautiful thing. Her testimony and strength is legendary.
Aww.
Salute, Queen.
And she is a queen.
And that is from a king himself. We appreciate him.
And he definitely is a king in the community.
And he don't give flowers to everybody.
He really don't. Hey, one thing about Pip is going to keep it 100 with you. 1,000. If Pip ain't, I'm telling you.
Pip? Now I want to meet Pip.
You will meet Pip. You're going to definitely meet Pip.
We're going to drop some diamonds today.
Pip, I'm not going to speak on that.
We're going to do it right now.
We're
going to drop some diamonds later on today in the podcast. We're going to really focus on you, though. Yeah. And so dropping your information, though, and telling us where you're located and where you're willing to travel, praise the Lord. Yes. Going ahead and plug your information.
Well, I have an online website. Since COVID, I've been doing a lot of pre-orders. I'm trying to get people to convert over to pre-ordering systems. You're trying to work smarter, not harder. So I can't be running around doing everything. So you have to get with it, put your orders in, and I will deliver. I do vegan meals, vegetarian meals, comfort meals, desserts, baked goods. So y'all check out my website, call me, book those orders. I'll pull up.
Hold on, listen, guys. Okay. I have to say this, right? Look, I'm telling you, when I tell you I'm a food critic, like I am a food critic.
Eat nobody's food.
And listen,
but his mama, his wife, and sometimes his sisters.
I'm trying to tell you, and as soon as she said, I was like, "Where's it coming from?
Where's it coming? Where's it coming from?"
Is that what you said?
I'm not playing. Like I'm serious.
No, he's
listen. When I ate that food, I can honestly say, y'all support this woman, this queen right here, because I'm gonna tell you right now, when you have somebody who has experienced what she's experienced and gone through the kind of trauma that she's gone through and has been able to adjust and modify and bubble up to the top, even through what's been going on, like that's something that, we all of you out there should be inspired by. I'm inspired right now. You're inspiring me.
I'm inspired.
I love it.
I love to cook, but we might have to have a cook-off.
Hey, listen, don't play. Y'all don't want me to bring out our college famous.
And I wonder. Let me tell you. And I'm wondering what we gonna cook. What we gonna cook off, right? Just as long as you don't got a fireplace. Y'all, that's an inside joke to y'all Against All Odds podcast, the one that's really been following us. Y'all know that story about Art Collins in the chimney.
Oh yeah, if y'all been following this, y'all know that story. That was a crazy story.
So tell us about your education, because with moving on up to the east side in the deluxe apartment in the sky. We do the improv, black folks. Moving on up to the east side. Okay, you wasn't gonna join in?
She was like, I don't remember.
You don't remember the film? Look, I used to watch all the
I know it was George and we.
I don't remember
George. Yeah, I know the dance and all that. So tell us about your education, though. Tell us about your education.
I graduated in San Francisco from the Culinary Academy.
And say it one more time for the ones that's hard healing in the back.
I am a chef. I graduated from.
You a chef sandwich chef.
She is
not a cook.
Certified.
I am a chef.
She's not a cook. She is a real chef. We have a real chef that does real chef meals. Okay, so y'all know. So don't be undercutting
her. She know what the herbs and the seasonings is for.
Don't be asking for the homie hookup. Like, she's a chef. Okay,
we're gonna pay for that.
Pay for that. Support that. You know.
I went on to get my dietary specialist certificates from Decora. I worked with elderly people doing dietary meals, puree meals, low sodium meals. So I learned about, the health benefits of food when I was the dietary specialist. So that gave me a different outlook. And then I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes in 2004. So I've been a diabetic for 14 years. So when I first got diagnosed with diabetes, I was probably a size 16, 230 something pounds. I had to change the way I was eating. If I wanted to live a long life of longevity, I had to make some lifestyle changes. So I stopped drinking juice completely, stopped drinking soda, no sugary drinks. When you're a diabetic, you have to stop drinking sugar, period.
Now, what type of diabetic are you? Are you the one that your pancreas don't make no more insulin? What are you?
It's two types of diabetes. Type 1 is when your pancreas doesn't make enough insulin. Type 2 is when, type 1 is when your pancreas makes insulin and your sugar gets too low. Type 2 is when your sugar is too high. So basically, when I go to sleep at night, your calories digest, right? So when I wake up in the morning, I still have calories left over from the day before.
That didn't burn
off, that my pancreas didn't digest. So when I wake up in the morning, it's very important that I check my sugars in the morning so I know what I can eat. Rather, I need to eat eggs and
I want you to look at the camera from time to time and talk to them in their eyes.
I thought this was the camera.
Black folks.
I never look at
Black
I
folks.
was never looking at
I want y'all to hear, because I ain't gonna lie. You come to my house, I'm throwing 4 sticks of butter, and I'm asking y'all not to look. Look away.
I didn't know. Away. So I'm looking here.
Yeah. You're looking there.
Yeah. So me being a diabetic, I just had to be more, self-conscious of what I was eating, and I still wanted my food to taste good. So I started just Googling different recipes. I'm all about self-teaching myself too. So I was figuring out what tastes good, and I was making my own herbs. I was making teas. I was using food as a medicine. So I got my weight under control. I start walking, I start exercising. And it's still a journey, it's still a struggle. It's every day is a struggle. So it's something that you have to take seriously and, deposit time and energy into yourself. A lot of times we deposit energy in so many other things but ourselves. If we're not healthy and if we're not here, then how are we going to pour into our kids? How are we going to pour into our community? So I started taking charge of things that made me better.
So that is important, right? And I know we work on a couple of social justice coalition that we have come together. So how did that bring you to furthering your purpose as far as the health and well-being of your community? Think about that. That was a loaded question. Rebel does that a lot.
Tell me again, ask me again.
So you're doing the work, right? You're doing the chef work, but also you're doing this parallel work of intervening and educating through your cooking. So what initiatives or who have you worked alongside? I want you to drop kind of your resume, your CV, let people know who you is.
Well,
and don't be modest either, because you do real good.
I work with a lot of Stockton agencies. Stockton Meal Foundation. I love you guys. Shout out Lewis. They are an agency that helps restaurants through the pandemic. So they order meals at top dollar. And they have helped me get through this pandemic. KIPP school, they invested a major contract to where I made 100 meals for them. So I love my community engagement. I've done meals for the city's officials office. I've done meals for Stockton Strong Foundation, Women's Shelter. So me, African American Chambers of Commerce.
Wow.
I just joined the chambers. I love the chambers.
Yeah, shout out to the chamber.
Shout out African American
Need a
Chambers.
membership. Holla at Rebel Ray. Holla at Rebel Ray.
Right. So you just have to stay tapped into your community.
Mm-hmm. You definitely tapped in because you got people talking about
all day long.
Look, somebody said, tell her Panamanian Peach Myra, tell her nephew Corey said he's about to place an order for some velvet fried chicken.
So tell us about this velvet fried chicken because I heard about the velvet fried chicken. I didn't understand the concept.
Y'all, it make you want to dance.
Fried chicken.
So tell us about that. How does that work?
Okay, so my grandmother, R.I.P. Grandma Morgan, she used to make some buttermilk chicken, right? And they used to dip the batter in like this really batter, and you fried it up, and it was really crispy and just so good. So I took that same buttermilk dip theme and I dipped it in velvet batter. So when you fry it up, it fries up all red and crispy. It has like a sweet and salty taste.
Oh, I like it. I like it a little sweet and I like it a little
so
salty.
Different.
I'm gonna make that on the podcast, y'all.
Woo! Wait,
you're dropping too many bombs right now. You gotta.
You didn't get it. You didn't give it away. You know who I look like in this hat? I'm gonna revert. You see how I'm gonna just pull it back? You know who I look like in this hat? Y'all know that bear? What's
Paddington?
The Paddington bear. Yeah.
I look like the Paddington bear. I had to flip it up. Listen, we wasn't supposed to drop that.
Yeah.
We ain't. How long we been on air? I was trying to drop it at the 45-minute mark. Okay, so since we there, right? We Art Collins and Rebel Ray, we dropping gifts to y'all. We early Christmas this year. And when I told you we were bringing powerful people to you on the podcast, guess what happened? I got to stand up for this. Paddleton Bear got to stand up for this. We are bringing a live cooking show called Cooking Through Your Trauma with Chef Telle Lace.
Yes.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Party it up. Clap it up. Party it up. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Listen, so we're going to have.
Woo, I'm so excited, Jesus.
Her cooking in the studio on her
so
podcast.
Excited.
Hey, it's going to be so dope. She's going to be throwing y'all some recipes. She's going to be, you know what I'm saying, just wowing y'all each week with her excellence. You know what I mean? And this is real Black excellence.
Stay tuned, and y'all can pull up and put your orders in and get plates.
Hey, look, what?
Plug your business.
Y'all can place your orders. Call me. So I'm going to put out the menu of what I'm cooking. So you can place the order and pull up and meet us in the flesh or chime in and cook with us.
Let's go. So you got an old soul with some old recipes. That's how we roll. That's how we roll. Listen, old soul with old recipes. I don't want nobody's hand ain't almost there with diabetes. She got diabetes. Lord for help us, Jesus.
Hey, but I hear about people that get rid of it.
Yeah. It's reversible.
Like my grandmother, she had diabetes where she was poking herself for years.
Yeah.
And then, she just she just
don't poke herself anymore.
This is really talking off camera today. We do got people in the studio. Shout out to CJ. He's been here supporting his mother. Shout out to him. He is here in the studio.
Yes.
Shout out to Miss Collins, always in support of the movement.
Mr. CJ, there you go.
There you go, CJ. That's right. CJ just earned himself an internship spot at Against All Odds. Let's go. Yeah. He is going to listen. When I tell you we have the power, when you put yourself in a position, you can put your people on. And it's enough for all of us to eat. Hello,
Absolutely.
somebody. Did I say it?
And speaking of eating,
Did I say it?
We gonna do a lot of that. Hey,
Red velvet
because we
chicken.
got the chef in the building.
I'm gonna take care of y'all. I got y'all covered.
Red velvet chicken.
Hey, listen, I just like the sound of it. It's a nice ring.
Red velvet.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to do some Rebel Ray ad-libs on your pocket. Red velvet. Or some big girl stuff. You feel me? I'm a big girl. I like to eat. I'm a
right
foodie.
now.
I love to
Everybody
eat
know
too.
that.
I ain't gonna lie. That's all. Look.
But you know what? Your diet, you go up and down.
You
You
right.
can get a
You
six-pack in 4 months.
Right.
He's the only man I know
You all right.
that can get a six-pack in 4 months. I'll be like, I hate you,
But
bro.
you gotta remember, like, through the course of me going on vacation that 10 years,
right.
I worked out every day. Hey, look, I would work out like 5 hours a day. I was like obsessed with working out. So, that memory it'll come back real quick.
Shout out to all the vegans out there. Y'all hit up Rainbow Velvet Cafe. She is on Instagram, Facebook, underneath the Rainbow Velvet Cafe.
Yeah.
You have a page. And you could see some of the fly food that's coming out. We have tasted many times.
Yeah.
I know I have. Praise the Lord. Thank you, Jesus. All the food. We love comfort food, but when it's done the right way, y'all can sleep at night and not have to worry about that pork chop coming and punch you in your
Listen,
drink.
because I'm one of those people that, I got bad acid reflux.
Oh, see, that's that pork chop.
I have a condition called GERD, where I can't go to sleep. Like, if I eat like certain foods,
you can't eat too late.
I can't.
That's
That's exactly what it is. Like 1000%. But it's so bad. Like, even if I don't eat late, it can still affect me. With how I sleep. So
you drink soda?
No, I've never I stopped drinking soda when I was 15. I stopped because a friend of mine had developed a condition from drinking soda, and it scared the mess out of me. And they told him,
a bunch of acid.
Yeah, they told him if he didn't stop drinking soda, and if he didn't he had to drink a certain amount of water each day. Or they said it could have been like a very fatal situation for him.
So we're gonna ask y'all to drop in the comments anything that you want to ask Chef Faison, Chef Telly Lace is what she's known by. Lace.
Lace.
It's very delicate.
Yes.
Like that velvety.
Yeah. That velvety. See, there's gonna come a time where she's selling meals that cost $2,000.
Come on.
I'm telling y'all.
Y'all better get it.
So get her right now while she's giving y'all that love right now. You know what I'm saying? She's giving y'all that love. Because them $2,000 meals is coming. You hear me?
Shout out to Clarence Dixon for watching. We've never seen him. Is that one of your followers there?
Clarence Dixon?
Yeah. Shout out to Clarence Dixon. Shout out to Miss Joy Van. Miss Joy Van is always on here. She's one of our top viewers. We want to thank you for your dedication. And so there's a couple questions on here for you, Miss Faison. We have a couple, so they're coming in quick. Thank you guys for putting them in the chat. Jefferson Pip Strickland says, does she meal prep?
Yes, absolutely. I meal prep. If you go to rainbowvelvetcafe.com, you can see my meal preps there.
Awesome. And then Miss Netta Collins asks, what is the quickest meal that you can cook?
Oh, I like that one.
That's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
The quickest meal. I pride myself on being fast. I used to be a banquet chef, so I used to cook for 2,500 people a day.
A banquet chef?
Yeah, I was a banquet chef.
Did y'all hear the experience? I was
the chef at UOP for 2 years. I was the omelet chef, so I used to make like 4 omelets in 4 minutes. So
basically, y'all, it don't even matter.
It doesn't matter. I love speed.
And I got
love
a
pressure.
testament to that because we didn't want no nasty food. I'm tired of drive-through food, y'all. I'm sorry.
Me too.
So I called Chantel and I said, I need some food. I'm hungry. And she said, I got a little bit, but I'm gonna do it for you, Rebel.
Hey, we did that.
Y'all don't do that to her unless you paying her real quick, because they know deposits didn't.
No, you VIP. You VIP. I did that for you, boo.
Yeah, and so I came through and with some plates and had it cracking up in here. And when I said it was speedy delivery, it was speedy delivery.
It took me an hour. I timed myself.
And then
as soon as I got off the phone with you, I started chopping zucchini.
Woo, let's go.
No, that's a real
God is good. Shout out to Miss Sean Thompson. That is our nurse with a mission.
What's up, Sean?
She said, I need to know where to get these vegan meals because that's all me, and it is. So again, 11 times for our viewers. Shout out and say it with your chest, say it loud.
Mm-hmm. All right, now I need y'all to follow me on Instagram, and I need y'all to follow me on Facebook. Chantelle Faison on Facebook, CHANTELLE FAISON. And for you to get your vegan meals, you can call in 209-594-7560.
And fellas, that number is her work number. Don't be calling that number. That ain't for the homie hookup, okay?
If you not paying her bills, look, don't get rebel started.
Pay my
if
bills.
You not paying her bills, her time.
Because you got a boss right here, and if you ain't coming in with like, don't be playing
all of that. Don't play on the phone.
Call me or order online, mama. RainbowVelvetCafe.com. Call me if you want to do meal prep. We'll do assessment and see what your health goals are, and we'll take it from there.
So, Miss Joy Van, shout out to Miss Joy Van. We're asking, can you drop her social media handles in the chat?
Absolutely.
Thank you very much, Miss Netta Collins. She is our director in the studio today, and she is handling behind the scenes. So that is going on. Okay. Sean Thompson said, does she teach?
Yes, I actually had a Cook With Me Saturdays for the youth. I'm trying to organize it to get it started back up as a summer youth program. I wanted to do some with the kids as well as one with the families where the kids can prepare the meals for the families. So we have a lot of things in the works for 2022. So be on the lookout for me. Follow us. Follow this podcast. It's a lot of great things coming to life.
So against all odds, and I guess now this is a good segue. I'm excited. Okay. So I got to put my hat back up so y'all can see my eyes. Against All Odds podcast is now branching into their own network. Come on, somebody. Yes. We're not only just a podcast. We got Against All Odds is a network that has podcasts underneath. You can find Miss Chantelle Faison once a week here in this studio cooking for y'all. She gonna put y'all up with all the latest vegan recipes. She gonna be teaching y'all, and she's gonna be talking about the trauma. So she's gonna have guests coming in. They're gonna be trauma survivors, right? And we're gonna be talking and cooking through our trauma because a lot of y'all don't know that's a coping skill.
It is,
and she utilized that to get her through her hardest trials. Come on, somebody! I'm doing my marketing pitch today. It's amazing what we can do when we use our talents and we move out on faith. Ashe, somebody.
Yes.
Come on. So okay, Sean Thompson, she is just loving this. Thank you, Sean, for your questions. Sean said, what vegan meat substitutes does she use?
That's a good one.
That's a very good one.
I use a lot of mushrooms. I use tofu. I just made some black bean burgers. They were
I like those. I like those.
They were so bomb. I use black beans.
I'm gonna tell you what.
Black bean.
Okay, let me tell you.
I don't want to knock you.
He don't know.
Let me tell y'all. I want you to try my beans before you say it.
Okay.
So black beans, are one of the most super foods. Okay.
Really?
Yes, it's a superfood. Better than white, red, any bean you ever had. Black bean has evering in it. There's so many benefits to black beans. Yes, and 90% of Americans are magnesium deficient. Okay. Are these dumb bottles of water? They have no magnesium. I literally go to Adobe Springs to get fresh magnesium water to make all my tea. I don't drink juice. I don't drink soda. So I make teas and water. That's all I drink as a diabetic. Teas and water.
What is that place?
Magnesium. So I want y'all to Google Adobe Springs. It's a fresh spring reservoir, and it's located about an hour and 20 minutes away from here. It's in Patterson. Okay, now this water is the best water in the world. It's the California reservoir. So if you go up there, I drive up there, it's about 45 minutes deep into the reservoir.
This is deep.
It's kind of like a secluded, if you look on my page, you'll see me at Adobe Springs. But the spring is beautiful. The water, I swear, is the best water I've ever tasted. This dumb water right here has nothing on Adobe Springs water. I'm gonna bring y'all some water when I come back. Okay?
Well, you know, Rubber Ray has been needing to get rebaptized, so I might have to go dip myself in the water.
To the pure. Okay. Listen, you know, it's crazy, but when you have somebody that goes over and beyond, you go all the way to get.
I love it.
The purest water. Like,
and if you look at when you get there to the water reservoir, it tells you about the reservoir, and it was telling you how if you look at this water, it doesn't tell you the pH levels. If when you guys go get your water, there's no pH level. If the pH level is not 9 and above, is trash water. So we're drinking water, but we're not getting hydrated, okay? Because we lack magnesium. So these rocks in Adobe Springs, the color from the rocks, the salt in the rocks gives the reservoir natural magnesium. Ooh. So a lot of people are magnesium deficient and are getting all these diseases because they're not getting their proper magnesium in a day.
So let's slow it down, right? Because you're dropping a bunch of knowledge. Right now. You're jumping up a bunch of knowledge. So Dr. Sevy's teachings talk about having a purified body and decreasing the ability for disease to flourish in a high alkalized body.
Absolutely.
This goes back to that, right? Yes. So a lot of individuals, as you see, when they deal with renal failure, and again, Sean Thompson, our nurse, is online here. You could channel in what I'm saying. When you have a high mucus body, it's full of ability to just hold on to disease, right? Mucus traps toxins within the body, and the body cannot heal or filter itself in the correct way. So you're telling me magnesium helps that salt, that purifying salt.
When I don't have the water,
clarify, detox.
I literally feel like y'all ever seen Super Mario Brothers when they eat the mushrooms? They that's how you feel when you drink this water. Yeah. You're not gonna want these dumb water bottles.
I'm jumping in
after y'all.
Can I jump in? I am on that. I'm going to Patterson.
We need to take a trip.
We'll take a trip. Let's do it.
We're live.
Let's do it.
You know what? Ain't no reception. Because you're in the mountain, there's
literally we'll record. We'll record and then post it.
Yeah, there's no. That's the only thing.
So it's people dropping stuff in there. I gotta pay attention.
I don't even know.
So shout out to Mom Loretta. She said, I know where it is. Picked up there for deliveries. All right, Mom.
So yeah, she's been driving trucks for almost 40 years.
It's
right?
a real place.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and so Sean Thompson said, I love her answers. She didn't say it like that. I'm saying it in her voice because she's sensual too. I love her answers. That's how she be sounding. And then Jefferson Strickland says, I need to try that. Yeah. Right. And then Sean Thompson said, also, I think she's my health twin.
And then we skipped over one. Joy Van said, I would love to attend a virtual kids cooking class.
Yay! Yeah, nice. We're gonna get those. Those were
you'll
really big turnout, Rachel.
You'll be able to see that on Against All Odds podcast.
Yes,
so
you will.
Yes,
when you tune in, we'll have our youth in here, right? Yeah. Because the culinary arts is art. Yes, right. And so we have told you multiple times that we are launching our health arts pathway initiative. Yeah. And so Chef Fajon is going to be a part of that. So we're super excited. And so Netta Collins again says, do you make vegan Mexican food? I have some fire vegan plant-based tacos, and I need someone I can trust to make me some. Laugh out loud.
Absolutely. So I love cultural challenges. Okay. I'm very diverse when it comes to my cooking. Absolutely.
Okay, so now listen. Okay, Joy Van said we following you on social media. Thank you, Joy Van. So listen, okay, right? So going back to having this body, I remember playing ball, right? And a lot of y'all don't know, when you have a magnesium deficiency, what do they tell you to eat real quick?
What do you mean? Just
when you're working out, because you can have a magnesium deficiency,
like pills
and you can actually lock up. A lot of people don't know
bananas.
Yeah, bananas.
Potassium, magnesium, sweet potatoes, black beans, quinoa.
Come on, drop that knowledge.
I'm not gonna lie, I love sweet potatoes.
Okay.
There is also a good breakfast food. Okay, so let's talk about breakfast. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. A lot of us like shove like bacon and biscuits down our throat. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you want to be healthier, you want to think about what's going to keep you fuller longer. The other morning, I made some black beans, an egg, and some avocados, and it was delicious.
And so, explain what the avocado is.
What is avocado is just about texture. I love texture. And
what is it about health?
What?
Avocado is actually the good fat. Avocado
it is. It's a good fat
that you need in your body,
and it helps everything slide. It helps everything slide. A lot of times, people don't like to talk about, stuff sliding, but you can't just be eating all this starch. You gotta
tell it what it do to your colon.
It cleans your colons. You're able to have stuff slide better. You have good. It supports your colon health. Black beans too, quinoa too. It regulates your digestive system. A lot of times we eat all this starch and Cheetos, and we need to eat more green. We need to. Rainbow Velvet Cafe is about balance. Balance, eating more colorful, balanced, sustainable meals.
So them greens got as many superfoods,
super green,
as them people. You know what people I'm talking about too. Praise the Lord. They talk about eat kale raw. A lot of y'all don't like to taste the kale.
I put kale in the super
You can eat collard greens and it has the same amount of nutrients, y'all. Don't let nobody fool you about your collard greens. Now, where y'all mess up is putting the pig and stuff all in the collard greens. You hear what I'm saying? So if you can make the collard greens with your good season,
the pig kind of tastes good.
I know it do. I make
my vegan greens, and then
I want to try.
Make vegan greens, y'all.
My rainbow.
I want to try. I've never even heard of
Rachel, I put kale, mustard greens, collard greens, purple cabbage, and green cabbage, and bell peppers and onions, and it makes my super greens.
Wow.
That's what I'm talking about. I only put kale with apples.
You won't even taste it. I'm telling you.
I blend.
When you cook it down, the greens overpower the kale. So when it's chopped all up, you don't even know you're getting kale.
But
that's why it's super green.
Kale by itself, it lets you like you tasting dirt. I'm sorry, it holds on to the dirt. It does, like a potato that ain't rinsed right. So what I do is I hide the kale in the blender with the apples and the strawberries. I'm just that person.
Yeah, you could juice it.
Yeah, I juice it and I still put it in there. Now listen, y'all don't want Rachel to juice. Y'all don't want Rebel to juice for a whole year because I'll have that waistline snatched.
Okay.
Listen, somebody.
Don't hurt them.
Don't hurt them. But we having fun tonight. We are super excited about Chef Tilly Lace joining the Against All Odds family.
For those who
we celebrate y'all. Heart it up.
Like we have a chef who's gonna have her own show under the Against All Odds network. And it's gonna be a very
God is good,
man. A very, very great.
God is good. Listen, if y'all were to look at our episode 1, listen, I was going back editing, and then we gotta stop for reflection because we gotta say a testimony.
Okay.
This man right here and all of his impulsive creative ideas was like, we're gonna do a podcast. And I was like, well, I wanna be a part of it. And he didn't even count me to be a part of it. Listen, somebody. But when I tell you the universe sets you up, and I have been in tune with all these wonderful people in our community. And I'm like, okay, how can our people come together and support and love one another and enjoy one another?
Yeah.
Listen, this podcast is gonna change lives, y'all.
It is. And I want to say this too, I know you're saying what you're saying too, but like Rebel has pushed this podcast behind the scenes more than you guys know, you know what I mean? And has done a lot of work. Okay. More you guys will hear about this in the future when we're making a movie about, all of this.
All the screaming babies.
Yeah, we'll make a movie.
Please forgive us. All of the CP time started at 45 minutes after 8.
We here, ain't we?
Yeah, we here now.
All the glitches in the audio. Yeah. Listen, somebody. And even saying we're gonna dedicate ourselves to our viewers even when we going through it. Because Rebel Ray, I ain't told y'all my testimony.
Man.
Or Rebel Ray gonna tell her testimony, and I'm gonna try not to cry. But it's real. God is good.
God is great.
God is great.
Yep.
He's awesome. He's looking. He's still on the throne. He's looking over us.
And listen, guys, you know, like this is nothing that we're orchestrating. God is the one orchestrating this.
Yes,
like
this is God's design.
This is God's design, okay? Like, you know, and God is the one who's the front runner of this, you know what I mean? And he's the one who's gonna create the pathway. So you know, against all odds wants to take no credit for what God is doing for what for the community here with
we can only be vessels. We can only be vessels.
That's it.
We want to thank you for tuning in tonight. We
thank
had
you so
much fun.
Oh man, a lot of fun.
We thank you for your comments. We thank you for subscribing and getting on, even when we don't see people time. Y'all understand us. We're going to do better in 2022. I promise you.
Yes.
We're going to continue to strive and love one another. And
love one another.
And above all else, repent and forgive.
Man.
Because in order to grow, in order to beat the odds,
come on.
you got to let it go, sis. You got to let it go, bro.
Yeah.
And that's somebody who's diligent in saying, I'm pursuing my healing. You hear me?
Yeah.
Because it took me a long time to let it go.
Yeah.
Right?
Think I better let it go.
Let it go. So we love y'all.
We love y'all.
Drop your information one more time. Tell them who you are.
Chef Telle Lace, RainbowVelvetCafe.com.
Let's go. In the new year, 2022, coming to you live, cooking for you, cooking through our trauma with Chef Telle Lace. Let's go against all odds. Can we leave out with some music? We ain't cued in the music.
No, I actually have it off, but
this is a okay. You didn't have the art. Okay, well we gonna have to sing for y'all. What we singing? What we singing? What we singing?
That was my fault.
Are we singing na 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 na?
I would have to get up to turn it on.
Na 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 na. Hey hey hey. Goodbye.
Goodbye, y'all.
Na 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 na.
Like, comment, and subscribe, y'all.
Hey hey.
Share this.
Bye.
You know what I mean?